So this is what we have so far. We managed to set up the camera properly. We have our battle that is starting to look okay. We have still these card backs. We need to remove this so this extra background here. Our battle is not very synchronized. There is no particles still, so here's the plan for today. I want to do the meteor. I already have this battle here with the meteor, so the plan is to have a sphere, at least for now. Again, even without the proper effects, like we just want to have a sphere that comes from above and hits the board, the arena here, and then all the cards like will be launched into the air. That's what I want to do. And then we're gonna be we'll start synchronizing the battle, because and we'll want to have something like this meteor to see exactly how much we need to wait. And again, the solution right now, we run blockers to block attacks and everything, like to prevent the next event to happen. But I'm still skeptical about the solution. Like it does cause a lot of inconveniences, so I will be rethinking. I'll try to think of every other possibility that I could come up with. But if we're not, I also thought of a way to improve our current blockers. Yeah, anyway, and then we also want to do a cool attack animation, I think, to get something a bit more concrete, to get the feeling of how the battle is gonna play out. And given that the attack is the thing that happens most often, I guess the attacks and the abilities. And then lastly, like I have this software called Pixie Editor that I want to learn. And I think we can use, like, yeah, just removing these card backgrounds. It's gonna be a good way to test it. And I also want to do a thumbnail for the stream, which I still don't have it, so that's probably like a good way to learn that software as well. So okay, getting started, we want to do a meteor. And you already have a meteor shower. So let's just duplicate that. We're gonna create a new folder called meteor. Actually, I think we can do this in Godot. And every time my monitor here disconnects, it messes up the whole taskbar here. So here, instead of meteor shower, it's just gonna be meteor. Gonna move this here, and also gonna duplicate our mini meteor. We're gonna say big meteor. Gonna get a new script here, meteor. Actually, I forgot to go on Discord. I mean, the main difference here, because like in the meteor shower, we're spawning like on top of each target. This one is just gonna spawn one. And again, just hit no card in particular, just gonna hit the center of the arena. So let's, I mean, I can still copy this, but here instead of for each, let's just spawn like straight up. So we're just gonna do, let's just rename this to meteor in our arena. Wait, why don't we have access to the arena? Oh yeah, because I didn't do this base here. So we're just gonna say that the position plus, we're gonna do vector up times, I don't know, 10. And now that's the thing, how do we wait? We want to wait the meteor hit the center of the arena to then proceed with the battle. And in this case, I'm not even sure the battle goes long enough for the meteor to hit. So for now, let's skip it then. Like, let's do, I mean, we can already position it, but I think we need to start thinking about the synchronization. Let's just do the launch before, because I think it's still related to the meteor. And we can just do that on the card click. So here, on, what is it? Card 3D. I already have this click somewhere. Here. But then I think it was in our card animator, right? Where we were getting the, maybe it was the battle. I don't remember we put it. Battle 3D stage. Yeah, here mouse clicked. So what we want to do here is launch the card. So all I need to do is card dot card card animator. Oh, have a card set. Yeah, how was I getting the animator before? I check the git history. Oh, no, that's not what I need to be looking at the battle. Eh? Yeah, card animator flip. Why? Why did I decide to remove it? I think I moved to the combatant, right? Maybe that's it. Maybe card. Um, Man, I kind of regret my decisions before here. Let's compare to the combatant. And I think the combatant, we sometimes like we wanted to get the, I mean, from the card animator, we wanted to get the combatant, right? And then we end up here, we're just passing by. I mean, so we have two options. Either we move the click detection to the combatant, but I don't want to do that because again, like the combatant involves, it has the buffs and debuffs. I think it makes more sense to click on the card. And like we could, like I know we can just get the parent here. But again, I'm not sure where we're gonna be using these cards 3D. So assume it's always a child of the combatant. I don't think that's correct. And the thing is, this card animator, it has these animations related to, they're only gonna happen in the combat. And then some stuff like this, like flip or launch or dance, whatever decide to do, that could be related to the card alone. So another option is to have like the combatant animator and the card animator. And that might make more sense again, because like if we want to animate the buffs and debuffs, like that's for the combatant. Okay, let's do that. So let's create a new scene, the node, combatant, animator. In here in our combatant 3D, that's what we're gonna have it here. And then this combat, the card animator, we're gonna move it to the card here. And now there is no need. I mean, this card assignment goes to the combatant. Let me pin this. Put it next to the card animator. And in fact, I mean, I could have renamed this to combatant because I think that's by far the closest. But again, like every time like renaming stuff, it always creates some issues. We're gonna get everything aside from the flip. We're gonna move this here. Even this crate twink, I don't think we... I mean, I guess this we can just duplicate. Let's set everything here. But here, on the battle speed, I don't think this makes sense. Because again, like the card animator doesn't have the understanding that it's in a combat. And actually, I think we can... Let's just copy the card here. I think it's fine. Instead of like passing it around. Now we might want to change. No, I think when we create a new card, then the new battle the card animator is gonna be created. So that's fine. Just remove battle speed. Just import everything here. This is a float, battle, speed. Okay, now the difference is like we need to build this and then link in both cases. What is it complaining? Combatant animator. I just didn't save this. Let's make this name unique on the card here as well. Okay, it's already unique. And then here we also need to get it. Instead of card animator, now we have a combatant animator. Here now we get let's just remove this for now. Hey, something stupid. Yeah, a decent amount of progress. Let me show you if I can assume there's no errors and I can run the game. But now the battle looks like it is playing, like still having a bunch of missing effects. But at least it has it's shaping like it looks more 3D. And man, I think it crashed. Let me was the Godot here. Yeah, but we'll see. Like now it has the actual arena. The cards are doing the basic stuff like attacking, showing up casting abilities, like very but without any effects or anything. Uh, what else? What is this error? An editor plugin. Okay, combatant animator does not have the. Okay, I just need to. Why is it not complaining here? Okay, let me try to. But anyway, it should be on the def. Ah, here it does say def event handler. So this should be uh, card dot card animator dot flip, and we do the same here. And we make this public. Here we need to get our card animator. And this is public, private. Okay, let's build a link. Just need to link the cards here and in the combatant animator, and we should be good to go. And I can show you the progress. Here card. Here, sign here. Let's run it. Yeah, you see, like now the battle is playing automatically. Like we get some, there's some log here. When the cards die, they flip, and if they get revived, they flip up. The stats, like when the stats are changing, you can see they become red. If it's go, like if it changes for lower, and if it gains, it goes green. You can see the ability icons like floating a bit. It's still very like ugly, but most of the stuff is hooked already. So what I'm trying to do now is because like I want the meteor to hit the arena and the cards like to fly up in the air. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. But first I just want to click the card and launch them. So that's the first thing. So now here, what we're gonna do is copy this flip. Gonna call launch. The height can make it even higher, let's say 3. Let's do is launching. I don't know if we want to do rotation. Actually, we might want to do like just a little bit of rotation. And the thing is, like, we want to add a random. Yeah, so I will do a var and g equals new random. Let's say from, doesn't need to be much. Let's say just from 0 to 1. Oh no, we need to do this. We do on the next, right? So for example, we want to do a var angle equals, yeah, random next. So between minus 30 and plus 30, like just a small tilt. And we're gonna add this to this angle here, plus angle. And also the height, we also want to do var height plus ing.next. Let's do, can just be like from 0 to 1. I think I need to do float. You want next? Okay, next double. Yeah, let's just do 0, 1. But then we need to convert this to float. Why is it double? Why is it complaining? Ah no, I think this next double just returns like between 0 and 1 and we need to multiply. In this case, like we're just gonna multiply by 1. I mean, we don't need to do that, but like we just need to make it obvious that we can adjust this value. But now the thing is like we want the card to rotate and then come back to the original original everything. So basically I think we can get rid of this. Oh no, this is actually this is the whole thing that we want, right? We want to go up and down over this duration. I don't think, I mean, you can keep the scale. Let's see. The only thing like we need to return the position or the rotation. And I think, let's say if we have the card and then it goes up and flip like this and then comes down, I think it's okay for us to reset, like when the thing finishes, we just reset the rotation, because it's basically when you hit the ground back, that's when your rotation is set to 0. So I think we can just add another here at the end. We're just gonna do target rotation. Which is, I guess we just saved the original rotation. So I guess we do var original rotation. Is over 0. Okay, this looks promising, so let's just in our battle, when we click, we're gonna do card animator dot launch. Let's see how that works. Okay, I mean it is jumping, but the rotation is, why is it, why sometimes it's flipping some I mean, this is almost what I was checking, but I don't understand why the rotation is not going back to... Is vector 3 passed as reference? C# is vector 3 reference type? No. So yeah, if it's not reference, why is it not working? That's SKI. Oh, okay, I think that was the main issue. I just need to do this set parallel false. Now I'm not sure how we're gonna test the meteor. I mean, I could just go on the database, set it to, I mean, not the database, on the server, set it to one round, and we try to find another battle with that. Or again, we can just ignore it and then just try to synchronize, assuming why sometimes it's flipping? I don't get it. I mean, I think it's related to, like, maybe if it goes, if it is negative or something, let's say, like, it's almost like this, maybe this is creating a problem, this rep. Let's remove this rep. Yeah, I think was the rep. And I think, yeah, there is some randomness. I think let's let's launch every card to do basically how a meteor would do. So let's, I mean, if you click any card, let's just do we have the list of all the cards here on the battle stage and maybe in the arena? So we do for each arena. arena.combatants. Just do combatant. So here we're gonna do combatant.card. Yeah, see the, let's say the meteor hits and then boom. I mean, can probably, oh, why? I think again, because like I'm still doing this rotation while the cards are attacking, which it would not happen naturally. That's why I think it's messing up the rotations. Because I'm doing middle while some of the cards were flipping. I'm like, bam. Could even do like, I don't know if go with the camera a bit back. That's the duration one. But I think that's again like I don't feel like trying to set up like this like perfect test for BTR. I think we have an idea how this is structured. We can see if we can, like, if we would be able to block or like make the thing sequential. Yeah, kind of like this, but this is more like what I was envisioning, like just all the cards kind of like hidden, flying up in the air a bit. This is probably a little bit too long, maybe like 75, but I mean it's close enough. And of course, like you would need to be the actual meteor doing this, so like the fire and earth cards would be immune to it. And then I think you would make it very obvious who was hit by the meteor and who was not. Yeah, and I kind of like this, the random rotation. It definitely, like every card goes to a random height and random rotation. It does feel, else it would be like too homogeneous, right? Like too the same. It would be kind of boring. Okay, so with this one working, let's do 75 and just commit this real quick. But now I really feel like need to nail this like attack sequence or animation sequence. So let's create our stress test here. Basically, we want let me increase here. I don't know if you can read, but so sync battle. It needs to work really well with attack plus dodge. You need to work with, let's say, meteor plus launch. It needs to work with death plus revive. I think these are the edge cases where it would be like hard. And some reaction, let's say, also needs to work with revenge and trample. So basically, we need to come up with solutions that need to work. You need to cover these edge cases where I was like, it's not gonna do it. So I think the problem now with the blocking, for example, because like, let's say we attack and then we block. So the card keeps moving, hits somebody, and let's say they die. So we want them to flip right away. So like they release all the blockers, right? But what if there is like, let's say the attack, somebody revenges and then dies? So would attack, it would be still be blocked. They would come back, then this would be allowed to attack, and then they would die here. Why? Because like then the next event is the death, so they would just, and I think I want them to die when they're back, right? So see, I don't know how I would solve this example. I mean, one solution would to be again like to add either we add some channels like this like extra like death thing. We could also what if we separate, like what if every attack every attack is actually 2 separate events? So I mean, in this case, I don't know if the card animation would be fluid, because like then the card would come, attack, and then there's a bunch of stuff happening here, and then the card is on top of the other card here. And then after all of this happens, and then they would come back. So I'm not I don't think that works well. The other option is we do keep these blocking channels, but we turn into from boolean to a list. So now we can have multiple things blocking. And the thing, I don't think I'm by myself here, because I could, like the AI. I mean, let me try, but I don't think it's gonna understand the problem. I have a card being made in C# Godot. The battle as actually we'll put like auto battler and auto battler card game. The battle has been decided already, but I need to show it to the player. There is a list of events that happened in the battle. I loop over these events and display them in order. However, some events need to be broken into parts to make sense sequentially to the player. For example, when dodging, the dodge event happens after the attack. However, the animation, however, we want to play the dodge animation when the attack hits, not when the attacker goes back to its original spot. How can we create a system that can handle that? Let me use the powerful Claude model here. You're running a very common problem in a turn-based auto battle games. Your simulation produces logical events in order they happen. Your presentation layer wants to decompose or reorder those events into smaller steps that look right to the player. To solve this, you need a translation layer between simulation events and animation events instead of trying to play simulation events directly. You expand them into playable sequences. Okay, I mean, so we get the events, we turn them into animation bits. So for example, the attack would be like attack charge, attack retreat. Like that makes sense, but I don't know how do we know what to sandwich between the attack charge and attack retreat? Okay, let's continue. So your battle system produces logical events, so attack, dodge, blah, blah, blah. Okay, these are the truth. Your presentation system expands into scripted timelines of animation scripts. Each step can be played sequentially in parallel. So attack event, attacker moves, attack animation, triggers sub events, let's say dodge. Attack returns to the position. So yeah, but how do I do that? Like how? Because like sure, if it was just dodge, if there was all the mechanics of the game, then fine, that would be easy. But that's not the case. Like there could have like crazy chain of events. Like you can have like on hit effects, you can have like cards dying, cards reviving just from a consequence of this attack. The dodge was just an example. that could have a major chain of events as consequence from the attack. I don't think this solution works. Is there a better way? In auto battle, handling sequence of battle events in the visual representation can be tricky. Here's a comprehensive approach to handle complex event sequences with animations. So first, define a more sophisticated event structure. Event timeline builder. Create a system that process raw battles eventually to build a visual timeline. I mean, that's basically the same solution of ChatGPT. With more complexities like multi-hit attacks with, yeah, okay. And yeah, but then again, like I will need to specify all these like the new trigger abilities, and like it just doesn't work. It should, again, like the basic everything in the game can happen. These are great problems that many auto battler and turn-based games face. I don't know if I would call them great, but yeah. You need a system that can transform your logical battle into visual coherent presentation events. Event presentation pipeline that can separate your logical events, presentation events. Okay, let me just copy this here. Okay, let's see. Okay, nice. Thanks for pushing back. You're right. Simple linear expansion. Attack, move, play, dodge. If target dodge falls apart once a single simulation event can spawn many consequences events that must play at precise moments inside another event's animation. The Blur's robust, production-friendly pattern I use for auto battles an anchor-based hierarchical presentation system plus small scheduler. I mean, this already sounds crazy, like way more complicated than the block system, but let's see. Means talk about creating anchors and then attach a bunch of these events under these anchors. I mean, in a way, there is kind of this recursion that we could think that could do if let's say we have an attack. So, like, I mean, we could have very, how to say, like, structure on the turn. So let's say we have something like cast ability, attack, and whatever, let's say move. Wait just a second. Um. Okay, where was I? Cast ability, attack and move. So let's say like these are inside the turn, right? Like and let me go out of to the world just to change the songs. Let's say this is the turn structure from card A. And in the events, we could on the server like just like when we reach these points, we would like release an event saying, okay, cast ability, like not just cast ability, but like cast phase finished, attack phase finished. So we would have these phases. And wait, Vox says hello. Yeah, hi, welcome to the stream. Are you a game dev? Are you a gamer? What are you up to? Man, I could have, but then like, so inside this, we could have like, again, like a crazy chain of things that would happen inside here, right? Okay, Voxer says, I'm not game dev, but I will in the future. Okay, well, in the future, start right now. I could go download Godot and get it going, man. The things like these in the problem is because like these would have things inside here as well. Like, so I'm not sure, even if we have the phases in this turn, then it could go into this crazy mess. And if we rely on the phases to orchestrate, then it's gonna fail here. So I don't think we can rely on these phases. Okay, Voxer says, I tried Godot, but it's a little complicated or I can't understand. I don't know. Did you follow, like, they have this here. What is it, like in the documentation they have